In this video, we're going to take a look at the problem of a sprinkler head that's leaking. There's three different things that can be going on here, and we're going to determine what it is up front, either by asking questions of our client or homeowner, or if this is our own system that we're troubleshooting right now, we just need to determine what's going on. One, the head is leaking only while it's running. Two, the head is leaking 24/7, meaning a little bit of water or a lot of water is coming out of the head nonstop all of the time. And the third situation is that it only leaks for a specific amount of time after the zone shuts off, maybe 15 minutes and maybe an hour or more. That water continues to drain out the lowest head in the zone, and then it stops. So the first scenario is that the head is leaking only while it's running. Well, just replace the head. It's a bad head that's got bad seal in it. The wiper seal where the shaft comes up out of the body, those things start to break down over time, just because usually it's exposed to sun. Even if it's a ground level mount, the sun is baking on the top of that head there, and after a while it just breaks down. So just replace the head. Our second scenario is where the head will drain water for a specific amount of time after the zone shuts off. And what this is low head drainage. It means you have some elevation to your zone, and however much water is trapped in that zone pipes, it's draining out the lowest head. In a residential installation on just a typical size meter, generally you're going to have between 150 to 200 feet of pipe. And so if there's some elevation or tilt to your yard, then the water that's in that zone is going to drain out the lowest head. So if that's causing a problem for you, either that it just looks bad or it's causing some erosion down where that head is, then you can replace that head with a check valve version of it. Pretty much all rotors, all sprays have versions that have a check valve built into the stem or inside the body of the spray head or rotor. And usually these are annotated by a CV, or like a Rainbird's products, or SAM, SAM, Seal-O-Matic. But just, look, it's pretty obvious which ones are check valve because they're all marked on the head, and you're going to pay $1, $2 more for the sprinkler. But you can do that and replace it. If it's a very large zone with a lot of tilt, you may have to replace more than one of the heads that are at the bottom of the hill or the lowest head in that zone. So just replace those heads, and that should stop the problem. But the third situation we're going to talk about is a head that's leaking all the time. So the first thing we're going to do in this situation is go to our timer and do a quick timer troubleshoot. Chances are it's not the timer that's causing this, but it could be. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a timer causing this problem, aside from maybe one time that we saw a timer that was putting out voltage just barely enough. I think it was about 18 volts, and causing a solenoid to chatter a little bit, which caused some water to come out into the zone, but not enough pressure to fully pressurize the zone and turn it on. So do a quick timer troubleshoot. I've got a separate video. I've got a link for you below that'll take you to that video. Check your settings and also check your voltage. Of course, check the integrity of all of your circuits using your multimeter and all of that. All that's covered in the video. But chances are it's a failure of the valve. It's either a particle that's stuck between the diaphragm and its seat, or the diaphragm has torn a little bit, or maybe it's getting distended, meaning it's getting stretched out over use and is not sealing all the way. So you've got to find the valve. And if you don't know where the valve is, then you're probably going to need to call in a professional that has a wire tracker, electronic piece of equipment that can follow the wires out and find the valve for you. But hopefully you know where the valve is. It's in a can or a valve pit, either ground level or above ground, and you know where that's at. So go to the valve and rebuild it or replace it. So we've got lots of videos on different kinds of valves and how to rebuild those, but basically you're just going to take off everything that can be removed from the valve body, which is the bottom part that's usually glued or screwed into the pipes. Just going to take everything off of it that can be removed, and then just replace it off of a new valve. That's a rebuild. Or it may be possible that the valve body, the bottom part of it, has a crack in it. So first step is always just to rebuild the valve, and then if it doesn't stop it, you're going to have to cut that valve out and replace it.